name is Dr. Peter Papadogiannis, and I'm the co-founder of Headset. And for this video, we're going to go through an athlete mental strength checklist. And this is something that we've created and posted recently in regards to just those little things that can be done by an athlete in order to build up their mental strength over the course of a season. These are not all of the mental skills you can work on, but these are some of the ones that we think are very helpful. We're going to go through them quickly. On Headset, we go through a mental workout in depth with all of these. So this is just a starting point. And at the end, we'll give you the address to be able to register for Headset if you want to go a little bit deeper. So let's go through the checklist. So the first check of the checklist is identifying your strengths and then finding opportunities to leverage them. For this one, it really is identifying what your strengths are. So I would, if you haven't already, just go through a strengths list. Be open and honest with yourself and go, what are all of my strengths at the moment? You may want to ask someone who knows you as an athlete, coach, teammates, family, friends, that know you as an athlete. And then ask them, what do you think my strengths are? Put them down, record them somewhere, write them down, put them in your phone, and then you know what your strengths are. At times, athletes don't know what their strengths are. So I think that's important to start off with. Number two, once you know what your strengths are, then find opportunities to leverage them. If you know this is a strength that you bring to your sport each and every day, think about, okay, how am I going to use those strengths because those are unique to you? And those are ones that you can rely on, especially in your time of need. Second check, remember to focus on the process. You hear now athletes talk about kind of focus on the process and journey. Easier said than done, but helpful to remember and to work on. There are going to be a lot of outcomes during your season. Helpful. Most sports are outcome oriented. However, you want to be able to focus a little bit more on the steps, the process. And that makes things more manageable under your control. The outcome you often can't directly control. You have opponents. For some, there's weather. For some, there's unexpected events. But if you focus on the process, the mastery pieces, then your focus is going to be much more aligned and dialed in outside of the outcome, which comes with distractions. Right? So we're not naive to say that it's not an outcome for your sport, but if you can focus on the process, you'll be more dialed in and more focused overall. The third checklist I kind of talked about, focus on things that are under your control. You may want to write those down, put them in your phone, always helpful to remember before going into a training session, practice, or a competition. You may want to ask some other people who know you as an athlete or know your sport. Okay, what are some of the things that are in your control? And then also think about, okay, these are out of my control. And then you focus on the ones that are under your control. Fourth in the checklist, find proper support for your season. A lot of times athletes just think because they have a network that those people are just going to fall into place. No, no, no. The athlete has to be active on finding the right people to give them support. Who's going to give them emotional support? That might be different for someone who's going to give them informational support, right? Informational support is different than emotional support. Instructional support is someone showing you how to do something. So finding someone who can help deal with the pressures and emotional part might be different from someone who's going to give you information about your sport or show you how to undertake your sport. Very important. After you figure out who's your support, you got to follow up with them. Again, you have to be active. So put in time each and every week to connect with these individuals. The next check is using the 3-to-1 rule after each of your trainings, practices, or performances. So I want you to track your mental performances all season long and how I want you to do it. The 3-to-1 rule is looking at 3 areas of your training practice competition that went well, you were proud of, and then 1 thing that you can do differently for your next training or performance. Keeping track. Try to do almost every one, if not all of them. And then what you want to do over time with the 3-to-1 rule after every training or performance, you're going to see what you're doing well consistently and remember them. And then you know what you want to do differently the next practice. So you become very deliberate. When I ask athletes, how did training, practice, or the competition went? They often went, it went well, good, or not good. Then you ask them, well, what was good or not good? And then after time, they don't remember. You have to remember. The only way you're going to remember is by tracking them. Okay, so a little task for you to do this season. Next, you want to be able to practice relaxation techniques regularly, just not when you're stressed or feeling pressure. It's good to meditate, breathe, and focus on your breathing during the day. Just find time to be able to ground yourself. With that said, getting proper amount of sleep, that's important. As an athlete, sleep is very important, and you have to get in the rhythm of getting proper sleep. So 7 to 9 hours each night. And then you have to figure out, if you are traveling this season, sometimes in different time zones and in different places, how are you going to get that sleep? So be deliberate. Find out how you're going to get your 7 to 9 hours. And then lastly, if you can use headset daily, just check in. That'd be great. Right. And here we're going to have the address is www.headsetsports.com/register. Go on, register for 30 days for free. If you want, you can do it further. That'd be helpful. If you want to go on to Google Play, the App Store, you'll find us. Just search Headset Sports. Register, but then log in. Keep it a routine. So, little checklist for you, helpful, but with Headset, dig in a little bit more.